Okay, so second lecture today, focusing the rhythm and the memory. I explained squid action is coming from the living animal in the ocean, the sea. Okay, this is a very tiny animal, but giant axon can be found. Then easily we can examine what kind of the neural activity happening in the neuron. This is the evolutionary history. Fish brain evolutionarily developed to the mammalian brain in the long history. Then we have the brain, so many neurons inside. So this is the point. How we can investigate mammalian brain instead of the human brain, like this animal. So some of the students, the participants, asked me about type of the memory. Yes, some good question arise. Okay, we feel kind of transferring the memory, short term, mid term, long term. That's why some people asking, yes, how such a memory and transfer to the conscious or unconscious or some other things. In fact, we feel if we have the experiences long time, memory is embedded, then we can remember or we can behave, even if it is complex movement or type of the calculation or logical explanation. But indeed, inside the brain, so many multiple the function is done in the multiple area of the brain. There are two classifications, short-term memory or working memory and long-term memory. Then long-term memory is classified to explicit memory and implicit memory. Some people say declarative memory or non-declarative memory, which means the explicit memory, you can remember, then you can explain verbally. That's why you can declare, I can remember this evidence, this fact, something else. But you cannot explain logically what you can behave. It's a motor learning. So explicit memory is split to the two types, episodic, event, what you experienced, who you met, what you ate, or where you visit. Semantics, this is a city name is a Kanpur, or Delhi is the New Delhi is one of the big city in India. Tokyo is the capital of Japan. This is a fact. That's why we separated episodic semantic. According to the learning process, sometimes you learn something in school in other personal history, but sometimes it's transmitted to the semantics. I mean, this is a fact. You can recognize. Okay, this is a person, this is a cat and dog, this is the name of the animal, something like that. That's why this is a part of the explicit memory. Implicit memory is classified two types or more other, procedural or the perceptual representational, or skill, simple conditioning, some other thing. They are those memory are organized in different the brain areas. Therefore, if you have a stroke or some damage to the brain, you lose some of the type of the memory, specifically. Some cases, you may know that dementia have the serious damage to the hippocampus. That's why they cannot record the personal history anymore. But they can learn some motor learning, driving a car or riding a bicycle, some of those. That's why we intuitively understand, oh, transmitting happening in my brain, but actually, brain has the multiple areas. So then multiple areas and cooperating together, that is the organization, the memory. Okay. This is a type of the test of the hippocampus. You put red, okay, mouse here. The animal do not know this environment. That's why swimming. Because the mouse don't like water. That's why this animal tried to find some area to go outside the water. This is an invisible platform. The animal can take a rest around here, but white water is invisible in the bottom. That's why this animal cannot find the exact position. Finally reached. Taking time, a long time, okay? Oh, it's a prey. Okay, I'm lucky. The animal thought, I think. But this time, some experimenter put the rat in the pool in different position, repeatedly 5 times. Okay. You can see the right side. Once experimenter put mouse here, this animal quickly goes to the plate. Yes, very shortly. This is a function of the hippocampus. So this is the experimental condition. This is a video camera you saw. Then the normal rat, the time to reach the platform getting shorter. Okay, in the trial, 2 times the 6th trial, and gradually speeding up. Even if there's some different position, this animal can reach the platform easily by seeing, oh, this is the north direction or the west or the east, something, to see some visual landmark. So then they recognize, oh, I'm here. That's why this is a destination. But once you remove hippocampus by surgery, they cannot behave anymore. Okay. This is a situation. Normal cases, the first time, they try to run same randomly. But after 10 trials, it goes to reach the destination very quickly. But after removal of the hippocampus, behavior is completely the same, even after 10 trials. Which means, yes, the animal cannot remember where the destination. And also, they cannot aware where the animal is. Totally lose the map, okay? This is a called cognitive map. You can remember, okay? If you're leaving your house, your apartment, you can exactly go to the destination because your thinking about the map. Okay, now I'm here, here, here. Okay, this is destination. But if once you lose the hippocampus, okay, you cannot do the same thing. This is the message of the experiment of these cases. You can hear sound. Previous lecture, I explained the spike, single spike, because a giant axon, okay? This spikes firing again and again, then you can hear by sound. One single spike, that you can hear some specific sound, something else. This is the way, okay? This is the experimental system. You put mouse, rat. So then TV camera can monitor from top. This neurons obtained the hippocampus can show such a spikes when rat is moving. This is called theta rhythm. These spikes, they happening at all. Okay, you can remember orchestra. Okay, there is no specific conductor, but this neuron fire simultaneously and up and down, up and down. This is the summation of the spikes. This is the way, okay? Now, this is the new type of the electrode that is established the United States, initiated by the Professor Bruce McNaughton, University of Arizona. This is called March electrode. This is not single electrode, okay? You put some needles here in the brain, especially for focusing on the hippocampal activity. So many neurons there. That's why you can obtain different types of neuron. For example, 100 neuron can be obtained from this signal after the data analyzing. Then you put needle here in the rat. Then you can find where he is, okay? This is a very interesting experiment. We can record brain activity during behavior. Okay, this is not, okay, after the surgery or the death condition, this is a living animal. We can monitor brain activity during the behavior. That is that we can monitor plasticity of the brain too during the behavior. This is an actual learning process. How hippocampus works well, you can monitor. This is the way. If you put the needle, okay, it's not harms neurons. Individual neuron more small rather than such the electrode size. Then this is the data analysis, okay? You can imagine the multiple microphone is located in the group for the neuron. Different microphone hear the different sound because of the distance is different. Oh, this neuron is close. That's why I can hear the sound clearly. Oh, this neuron is difficult to hear. That's why they are a bit far. This is a data classification. Finally, you can obtain 100 neuron, for example. Then you can analyze the 100 player in the orchestra. Then analyze what kind of music is represented inside the brain. So this is the way. Then question again, how hippocampus represent map in the external world. Individual neuron. This is the discovery awarded of the Nobel Prizes. This yellow neuron, for example, is firing when rat is locating around here. This green neuron is firing when rat is located here. This blue neuron fire is rat is located here. This is called place cell, the hippocampus. The group of the neuron represent where that is in now. Therefore, this is a group of the firing, like population activity represent map of the external world as an imagination, okay? This is a real evidence how you can recognize the external world consciously. That's why you do not lose the direction of the pathway. The question again, this is a tiny neurons, how this kind of activity can be established. This is the dimension of the hippocampus. Hippocampus receive input from other brain region as input, transmitted to the another area called CS3. CS3 has a multiple connection each other. They make association, relation, then send back to the CA1 and to the other cortex again. Therefore, hippocampus works well for episodic memory and the cognitive map. Once you lose your hippocampus, you cannot record your personal history, what you did. This is my work, old work. I opened the secret in the hippocampus. What kind of timing of the spikes is very important for making memory of episode. Firstly, the big question, the Professor Yoko Yamaguchi, my ex-supervisor of the PhD, and then she was the boss to the Riken Brain Science Institute. I will spend 10 years. So then she is focusing on the collaboration of the Bruce McNaughton and Skaggs in the University of Arizona, and then examined statistical frameworks. There's a big question. Neurons fire and fire. The synaptic plasticity different, change different way. Neuron and neurons connect them together by synapses. That's why this send message to the blue one, for example. This is the basement of how we can memorize information in the brain. Once synapses is established, red one can send the information to blue one. That's why blue one can receive the information red one. This is occur if red one fire, blue one fire, very close timing, its connection is established. Hippocampus have the some specific time-dependent plasticity called STDP or asymmetric Hebbian plasticity. If red neurons fire, And just after the 20 or 50 millisecond blue cell fire, they are connecting from red to blue, but not blue to red. Okay? This is the negative direction. This is the evidence neuroscientists found. What's happening? So, I would like to continue. So, theta phase pulsation here is also the actual evidence neuroscience. So then the red cell is fire when that is in here. Green cells the fire when that is in here. Blue cell the firing if that is in here. This is a function of the place cell, and this is the place field, our receptive field. So, cell 1, the fire, firstly, in the beginning here, in the cell 2 fire at the next timing. But interestingly, cell 1, 2, 3 is the sequential connection, the sequential firing is happening. Timing is slightly different. That's why in the cell 1 to 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 sequential firing happening. That's why it's connecting. Okay. Then 2 to 3 is the same timing. That's why this is a pattern. 1, 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Sequential activity is happening. That's why cell 1 to 2 to 3 is connection is establishing. This is a hint how hippocampus can memorize episodic memory. Once it's event happening, first one, the next one, the third one, this is the sequential event that rat experienced. This asymmetric connection, directional connection, can help you can remember your episode. Once you hear the beginning of the sound, you can remember the sound is the whole period. This is a hint. Okay, well, even if the one-time experience, okay, we experience the daily event, but there no same experience again. This is the point. This is the one example how we can simulate this kind of phenomenon. It's gradually synchronized, right? You can see the basement is shaking. This is a conductor, this orchestra. Finally, it's going to be a complete, say, this way. So this is the formulation of this pendulum, okay? This is a differential equation to represent this pendulum with some interaction. Hippocampus, the work of the importance of the work of the Professor Yoko Yamaguchi, this phenomenon, asymmetry plasticity plus theta phase pulsation, this is a theta rhythm. This is a summation of the activity of the hippocampus. This is a total, okay, synchronization like a conductor, but the individual cell fire, slight different timing, depending on the cases. Then, therefore, they are synchronizing, but different firing phase is represented. This simple equation of the differential equation. Then, if that is gradually phase shifting, is represented. I can summarize what is happening. Yes, this is a fish. We call central nervous system one pendulum. Different pendulum is connecting them together. They are synchronizing, but on different timing. Okay? Therefore, the snake is shaking like this. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the phase differences. It's organizing this kind of behavior. This is the function of the central pattern generator we call CPG embedded in the spinal cord. That's why we can walk. Okay? It's the result of the evolution from fish, reptile, mammalian, human. This is clearly described in mathematics by simple differential equation represent this pendulum with different timing. Then now our scientific finding, cognitive function like a hippocampus also obtained same system. Once you receive information A, next B, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Such a sequential activity is represented in the one cyclic movement. Finally, it's generating this kind of behavior too. This is the point. Okay, this is a question. What is episodic memory? What is spatial memory? The famous scientists, the neuroscientists, Howard Eichenbaum and John O'Keefe. Howard Eichenbaum is very, okay, he believed hippocampus are important for the human being, especially for the episodic memory. That's why, yes, such a spatial property is one of the aspects of the hippocampus, but basically it's organized by the episodic memory. spatial memory is one of them. But John Locke focusing of the cognitive map information, yes, it clearly represent the spatial organization defining map. That's why hippocampal function is a cognitive map. Why their theory is contradictory? Yes, if you try to represent the function of initiated Howard Eichenbaum theory or John O'Keefe is simply represented asymmetric connection or symmetric connection. Asymmetric connection is directional. It's connecting this way and this way and this way. That's why this information transmitted the next to next in one direction. This is the point the episodic memory established from, okay, first experiment, next this, something like that. Symmetric connection represents spatial property. This place and this place are close. That's why synapses represent distance. If it's close together, the synaptic weight should be high if it's close. This is theoretically understandable, but isn't consistent with the data. This is a reliable data we can obtain, but match the episodic information. This is my paper, my work. This is the experimental data. Samson Beach and Bruce McNaughton. It represents, this is the individual spikes plotted in the plate to represent with respect to the receptive field and the place field. Then you can see this phenomenon. Oh, this is this population represent place, location of the map where rat is located. But also, one theta cycle, second cycle, third cycle, you can see the propagation, blah, blah, blah. Then again, distributing and forward. This is because the theta phase position represent not only the population and activity 1 to 3, but also propagating 1 to 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. It's propagating to forward. This is a phenomenon that you can see in the two-dimensional representation like this. My computer simulation clearly reproduces the same thing here. My computational model is based on the pendulum with time differences. That's why it's propagating forward, then making connection. How I solved the contradictory two evidences here. Yes, Howard Eichenbaum and John O'Keefe both were right, but theoretically, we have to carefully manage the connection. Once rat is run one directional, okay, synaptic weight is propagated. It's like a crescent shape because they are connect the firing simultaneously with the 20 and 50 millisecond. After crossing or increasing of the number of the paths cross together, the connection has the tendency connect together the cross point to represent distances. But carefully, you can see the tendency. This is a black point, the position of the place field, but distribution of the weight pattern is bit shifting another point. This represent synaptic weight represent distance in average, but asymmetric connection still remains individual structure. This is the solution how hippocampus avoid the contradiction, which means that the hippocampus for not only the episode but also spatial memory, both together. This is a computer simulation, my model. This arrow still remains a asymmetric connection, but the changing dynamically. Then you can reproduce actual synaptic weight in the computer simulation according to the simple pendulum model. Therefore, one direction, just a path is one direction. You can see arrows according to the direction. But if rat is running again and again, arrow is changing the direction. So then distribution direction of arrows is distributed so many variations. Therefore, they have a tendency of the direction, some specific point to represent distances. But again, the tendency of the asymmetric connection still remains. Then finally, it's organizing cognitive map. This is another effect, experience-dependent population activity. Internal cortex, the input of the hippocampus, they send some information out, like you can hear the sound, you can see some object in the world. That's why this stimulus are coming. Seriously, the network, the connect them together, associative memory, then rat is remembering where the rat is located previously. Then remember, okay, this is a place, then I'm going this and this. The propagation represent the memory retrieval of the past experiences. After the one directional the point at the pathway, just this propagation in one directional. But after spatial exploration, like this complicated pathway, the remembering so many different types of episode, multiple direction. That's why propagation is extended and two-dimensionally. This is the differences of the according to experiences. One direction or spatial the exploration, same mechanism, represent episode and the spatial information. Then we can say in the one rhythm, firstly, current perception. Second, pattern completion, that remembering memory. And then you can conclude, see, I'm going this direction, something else. It's as an anticipation. This is a hypothesis. What hippocampus represent? Current perception, memory retrieval, and anticipation. It's happening in every theta cycle. you can hear sound of the pendulum. Dun, 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 one cycle. Then your brain works well, receiving input, remembering anticipation repeatedly. It's like a music. Your brain rehearses your own music again and again. That's why you can remember your personal episode. This is a robot reproduce this hippocampal phenomenon. This is the old time I'm explaining the my theory, then embedded the hippocampus the robot to test this phenomenon. Then again, I'm explaining again that why such a hippocampus is necessary. I'm explaining explicit memory and implicit memory. Explicit memory is coming from the hippocampus. Then, yes, you need to aware, oh, car is coming. That's why I'm a bit scared on that. That's okay, I can enter now. You consciously think about your decision making, then decide to enter. Or you can control your body as an implicit memory. Therefore, hippocampus is very important, especially in episodic memory, like here. This is a photo. Okay, Nobel Prize in the Physiology of the Medicine, 2014. This is a John O'Keefe, got finally Nobel Prizes. Firstly, he found that he published the paper in Press. People were so surprised that people doubt his result because individual neurons usually receive some input and react. That's why place spatial information a bit strange because the input are different. If rat is facing different direction, input information is different, then reaction is same. It's very curious in the past history of the neurosciences. That's why his the result was doubted, but finally it's admitted because they tried, so many scientists tried the same thing, then reproduced again. Finally, we found such a cognitive malfunction from the rat, but also human brain. Recently, interesting in the phenomenon, okay, IBM's neuromorphic chip tried to reproduce brain function. They really wanted to reproduce the brain, then some specific the electronic circuit. Still, this is a digital computer, but they tried to embed a neuron, and synapses as a memory. This is the organization of the circuit they built. That's amazing. If it's possible, okay, we can implement new type of the chip in your brain, then enhance your memory. Then this is the performance of the memory, the chip. Even if the the data is very vague, they can, okay, refine again with low resolution and high resolution. This is a paper of Science.